I've seen you. I've patrolled these empty thoughts before, but I'm fixed now on the cure. I'm holding on.
Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing this makeup tutorial. It's a very dramatic black glossy smoky eye, and I used this little e.l.f. duo. It's called Black Licorice. So if you want to see how I created this heavy glam look, then here comes the tutorial. Okay, so before we begin, I want to address two things. So first of all, my hair is greasy and messy, but I'm going to wear my hair up in a ponytail and I'm going to put on a cap. So that's why I didn't bother to do anything about this mess. And second, this choker is so fucking tight, so if I pass out, that's why. So now let's beat this face. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Hydrating Primer today, and I'm using this because I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. And that foundation is so matte that I can totally use this hydrating primer underneath it without getting oily. And I'm also going to use this primer underneath my eyes, since I do have dry under eyes. So as I said, I'm going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Foundation. So I'm going to use my color Ivory kind of around the outside, and then I'm going to use light ivory towards the center. So this is going to replace my concealer, except for right underneath my eyes, because this is so thick I don't want to use it right underneath my eyes. But everywhere else, this is going to replace my concealer. So I'm going to use ivory out here and up here and out here, and then I'm using light ivory right in here and on the top of the lip and right on the chin and in the center of the forehead and down the nose. And I'm using a foundation brush to blend this out. And of course I have to be careful because I don't want to get any foundation on my choker. So as I said, since I am wearing this choker, I'm not bringing the foundation down my neck at all. So now I'm going to use some Urban Decay Naked Skin. I know I look so crazy right now, but it will all come together in the end. So I'm applying Urban Decay Naked Skin in Fair Neutral underneath my eyes. And I'm going to blend this in with a little sponge from W7. And once it's all blended out, I go ahead with the leftover concealer and I apply that on the entire eyelid. So I'm going to set my concealer with my e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Powder. This is so good. So make sure you dab out any creases and then just go in with your powder. So make sure you blend out the creases, because if you don't, you're just going to set the creases and that's not a good look. And then look up when you apply the powder underneath your eyes, and then look down when you apply the powder on the eyelid. Then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the color Sandstorm, and I'm just going to add a touch of this to set my foundation. Okay, so now we can go ahead and do some bronzer. I am going to use this e.l.f. duo in the color Fiji, and I'm going to use the matte bronzer over here. And I'm only going to bronze up my cheeks today and maybe a little tiny bit along the jawline, but I'm not going to do my forehead because I'm going to be wearing a cap. And I'm going to use a matte bronzer and also a matte contour powder, because I'm going to be using a shimmery blush and a shimmery highlight. So I'm going to do the tiniest little bit along the jaw. And then to contour, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Cool Bronzer. So this is also an all matte bronzer, and this one is slightly darker than the one I used before. So I'm going to be placing this right in the hollow of my cheek. And then of course go ahead and blend it out. And I use the same bronzer to contour my nose. Now I'm going to go ahead and blend this out a little bit. And then I'm going to apply my blush, which is actually a bronzer. This is the e.l.f. Pressed Mineral Bronzer in the color Caramel Cabana. And this is a nice shimmery color. So that's why I made sure to do matte bronzers, because I don't want too much shimmer. I went a little overboard right there. And this is very pigmented, so don't do the same mistake that I did and apply too much. Definitely start out with a light amount. So for highlight, I'm going to use MAC Lightscapade. And I'm going to take this up right here on the brow bone and then right above the brow. And then I use my little finger for my nose highlight and for my cupid's bow highlight. And then I just go ahead and blend that in a little bit with my bronzing brush. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to highlight my chin today. And now to set everything, I'm going to use the Maybelline Master Fix. So today I'm actually going to do quite an understated brow. I'm only going to use a pencil. So this pencil is by NYX. And it's their micro pencil in the color taupe. And I'm mainly going to fill in any little sparse areas. So here you can see the difference. It's really natural because this color is really natural and the consistency is really natural. But it just really perfects the brow. So to hold my brows in place, I'm going to use the Natural Collection Clear Mascara. So I'm just brushing this through my brow hairs. I really want to try out the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I've heard that should be the best. And I find that especially this brow over here, this one is kind of unruly. So I think I'll have to pick that Anastasia Brow Gel up. So I'm going to use this Technique Kajal Kohl Big Chunky Eyeliner. It looks like this. And I'm going to use this as a base for my eyeshadow because I want it to be nice and dark. So I'm just going to draw this all over the mobile lid. And as you guys can see, I'm going to apply it quite far up. So I'm applying it all the way up to the crease and a little bit beyond. By the way, you guys, I keep on thinking about that whole incident with the YouTuber called Daddy05 and the invisible ink prank. Have you guys heard about all that controversy? I actually managed to watch the original video before it was taken down or removed, and it was hard to watch. So yeah, I don't know, I didn't actually want to get into all that, but that's what I'm thinking about while I'm sitting here applying my makeup. So yeah, so if I seem a little bit out of it, it's because that's on my mind. So anyways, I'm going to blend out the edges a little bit with my finger, and I'm going to use my pinky in the inner corner. And for this very inner corner tear duct area, I'm going to use a Q-tip, and then I do the same over here. Blendedy blend. So now I'm taking my e.l.f. eyeshadow duo in the color Black Licorice. It looks like so. So I'm going to take the dark gunmetal color and I go ahead and pat that right on top of this black base. And when I apply this, I kind of tilt my head back to avoid getting too much black fallout. So with my tiny little blending brush from Morphe, I go ahead and I blend out the edge up here. And I don't have any product on this brush. And just keep on blending until it starts to be more smoky. So again, here you guys can see the difference between the unblended and the blended. So now I'm just going to work at this eye over here. So now I'm going to take the light silver color and I'm going to apply that around the tear duct. And I kind of bring it in right in here, up in the black eyeshadow. So I'm also going to apply this cold kajal underneath my eyes. So I just run it right along my lash line. And I'm also applying it right on my waterline. And then of course on the other waterline. So now I'm going ahead and smudging out this liner with a Q-tip. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the eyeshadow on the lower lash line. And now I'm going to do some quick liquid liner. I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid liner right at the base of my lashes. And I'm not going to wing this liner out or anything like that. This is only because I'm going to wear falsies. So before my falsies, I'm going to curl my lashes. And for mascara, I'm using Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara in the waterproof version. And I'm only going to apply this to my top lashes. And a single coat of this will be enough. And I actually went to the store the other day to look for the pink version of this mascara. But apparently they don't sell it at my local supermarket. So that was a bummer. I was excited to try that out. So now of course I'm applying a little bit of the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. So to really glam this look up, I'm going to use my House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. So I love a good dark eye, but I hate working with black eyeshadow because it's so messy and I have to be so careful not to get it everywhere and accidentally smear it on my face or on my skin or on my clothes or somewhere, and it's just I just find it to be a hassle. So once the liner is, the eyelash glue is almost dry, I go ahead and apply some more liner. And I also apply a bit more of the Little Black Primer to kind of blend my real lashes up into the fake lashes and make sure they kind of stick together. So you could totally leave the look at this and just move on to the lips, but I want to add a little bit of a glossy effect on my eyelid. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And to do that, I'm going to take my e.l.f. Black Licorice eyeshadow duo in the cream version. And I'm going to take the darkest cream and I am going to apply that on the lid using a little brush that I got with a Maybelline eyeliner. And I'm going to blend out the edges with my finger. And then in the inner corner, I'm going to use a Q-tip. So here you guys can see the difference. It just adds a nice little glossy effect and it also deepens the color. And the reason why I'm applying this last is because that it's super messy, and so you want to be kind of precise with it. You don't want to just apply it all over, and you especially don't want to get it all the way down to your lash line, because then it's going to be really hard to stick on false lashes. So yeah, that's why I apply it as the final step. And just make sure you just blend out the edges. So I also just applied a little bit of the Duo eyeshadow cream on my lower lash line. And because I applied the cream underneath my eyes, that is the reason why I didn't apply any mascara down there. Because if you have kind of long lashes, long bottom lashes like I do, the cream will somehow get to your lashes and get to the very tip of your lashes, and it will transfer down here on your under eye area. So to avoid that, I didn't apply any mascara. So now I'm going to finish off with a nude lip. I am going to use MAC Strip Down to outline my lips. Then for lipstick, I'm going to use MAC Blankety. And I'm going to add a bit of Myth on top, also by MAC. And I'm going to finish it all off with some MAC lip gloss in Oyster Girl. And then I remove the excess. And as you can see, the cream eyeliner has started creasing, and that is going to happen when you have a glossy finish on your eyes. So I'm just going to pat it out, just for the sake of the intro, but then I'm just going to let it be after that. I actually really like that it looks kind of messy and lived in. So here you have the finished look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It was a lot of fun to do. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video. So take care and bye bye.